Alright, one of the first things I wanted to figure out how to do is how to figure out how to do this vent. So I went and purchased a brand new vent at the depot that's the closest size to this, but it was still slightly too big. So what I did was I took some tin snips here and I just had to cut this out a little bit so I could fold this so it would come over this just right. Then I just did a dry fit putting it in here and then put it up like that and then verify that I've got good operation here, and I do. Everything works out fine with it like this. So now, in order for me to put this in, I need to attach a screw here and a screw here. But there is absolutely no wood up here for me to grab to. So now I got to go into the attic and figure out how I am going to do that. Just looking at it, it looks like I've got a 2x4 distance right here on this side, so I could sister stud that one pretty easily. Hang on one second, let me grab a spare 2x4. Now, just coming up here and playing with this thing around a little bit. Hang on a second. Everything's got to bite you. That'll actually work. This is going to drop down so it's flush with the drywall. That's right there. So if I sister stud that into there, then that would give me okay, that'll give me this side of the equation. So I'm good to go here, right into that 2x4. Now I need to create a 2x4 over here to do the exact same thing. So that's how I'm going to base all my measurements off of, is off of doing it that way. Just sistering that one, and I just need to get another one right over here. Alright, so here I am up in the attic. This is what the back side of the situation looks like. So I do have some wires here and stuff, but you can see the two joists running here and here, and then the ductwork coming down that I want to get a 2x4. This is the other side of that 2x4 in the back I need to create. So what I did is I just made a little drawing here of the two joists here and here, 14.5 inches inside to inside. This is the item, the duct I need to support on both sides. So I'm going to build this box here and then put that in. All I needed to do was verify that I had enough distance to raise this up with, and you'll see that I do have enough distance to bring this up once I put the box in. So I just got to build that box and then I can do that. Alright, so that's it for now. Okay, I'm up in the attic. Here's the box that I made, and my intention is to lift this thing up so I can put it down and then see if I can screw it in. I'm the cameraman, plus I'm the installer and everything. I'll see if I can show you everything in once. If I can do this. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, quite honestly. Alright, I gotta put it down. Alright, so there is the box just laying in there. I don't even think I need to nail it in, because once this comes in, it'll just keep that grill in, and it's just supported really by the drywall. So basically this here is going to come down, and that's going to fit in between. So basically that's it. So on the other side, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so now you can see what it looks like down here. You got wood here and you got wood here. And this will just come up flush like that once I put this in place. This here is going to go like this. Hang on. just like that, right up against the drywall. So when I put that screw in here and here, it's going to be screwing into the 2x4 here and here, so I got plenty of meat. The register opens and closes as it should, so now I've got my HVAC vent working there, so this will all be, you know, resolved once I go to put the final piece in. When I put my drywall in, I can come up to here, and I come up to here. Everything else is going to be covered by this right here. Just double check that one last time. Yeah, you see that comes right over the seam and everything, so it'll be fine. Okay. Anyway, one thing I want to mention, using this HVAC register as an example. So kind of like everything's a puzzle. So there's, okay, so I cut that duct out, now I need to resupport this register some way. How am I going to do it? And it's like a little bit of a puzzle. Oh, I'll do it this way. You solve your puzzle, you got it resolved, and then you simply move on. There's other puzzles to this project, and it's just there's different ways that you can solve your problem and how you want to resolve them. So the way I look at it is just kind of like it's just a series of puzzles, and I just take and tackle one puzzle at a time, solve that puzzle, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, and then all of a sudden everything's, you know, you're done. Your project's completed by the time you're done with all your little puzzles. And when you're not like a bathroom, in my case, a bathroom remodeler that does it for a living, and you've already seen every single puzzle that there is to see, and you know exactly how you're going to resolve all your issues, whereas that's not the case with me. This is my first time doing a full gut on my own like this, so I'm going through a learning curve with all the little things and exactly how I'm going to accomplish those tasks. So I'm going through the learning curve simultaneously. So anyways, I just thought I'd let you know that. Okay, now I'm going to work on taking this light fixture here and moving it up. Okay, so I'm prepping out my wall, and I put a line up there. This is this line here is the center point where I want my my box to go. There's a stud right here, so I put an S, so there's a stud right there because I could see the nail pops down below this way. So the box is going to pretty much go right here. So now I'm going to take this out. So what I did is I put in a temporary, let me just back that up. I just put a light fixture on the ground. So now I'm just going to take the wall switch, kill that. That kills that fixture there and still gives me some light. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take this fixture out. The wire comes in this way, so I know the electricity comes down. I'm not sure what it looks like in the wall. And I'm assuming that this box has got something to attach like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start down here and see if I can do it that way. So what I'll do is I'll just run a line. Just an arbitrary line like this. Let's see here. Right about like that. And I'm just going to cut out over here as a starting point. And then let's just see where that takes us to. Who knows what I'm going to come across here. Okay, so anyways, I got the wall cut out nice. I was able to pry out this box here gently, and I didn't destroy it or anything, and technically I could reuse this box. Here's my problem. My problem is that I want the box right there. This is exactly where I want the box, but I cannot get my hammer. I might be able to get that bottom one, but this top one here, there's no way there's a wire right here. There's no way I can hit that in. So I'm thinking, instead of going with one of these new construction boxes, I'm going to go with what's called an old work box, where I put the drywall in and the box will end up sitting right about here attached to the drywall. So I got a feeling that's the direction I'm going to go in. So for now, I'm just going to leave this until I acquire another box from the Home Depot. So anyways, that's how I'm going to address that issue. And then once that's set up and finished, then this is just a drywall patch. So I just want to show you that. So I've got my drywall that's going to go in here, pre-fit. And I've already cut out halfway on this stud and this stud. There's no stud here or here, and I want to put some backing in here, so I cut this about 4 inches by 4 inches piece of wood, and I put an X on it with pencil. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this X and match it to that corner right there, and I got some screws here, which are 1¼ inch drywall screws. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in here. Okay, make sure my finger doesn't get hit. I got my torque set too low. Let me bring that up. Alright, I like to get that screw just a little bit indentated from the paper. Let me put another screw in over here. Right about here should be fine. Same thing. And just beyond the paper. Now that this piece of wood is pretty strong, okay, I've got something to anchor onto there for that corner. Now, here is that box I was telling you about. This is an old work box. I actually already put it in, and I've already dry fitted this piece, so I know this is going to fit in. I got the electricity on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the electricity off. I can see that it's off because that light just turned off, so I know that I'm safe. I can now take my wires here, my wire nuts, and take them off. Just put them up here for now. Okay, so now I need to determine where I want to enter into my box, and since I've got this kind of coming up down here, I'll just enter into the box from down below on one of these prongs here, like that one right there. Alright, so let's see here. I gotta give that a little push. There we go. There we go. I just give that a little push so I can get this through. My 3 conductors here. And go ahead and bring that until I get about ½ inch or so of insulation in here. And at that point, I'm going to stop, get my wire so it's not in the way. Now, by the way, I've marked off my wall here, so I know I've got a stud going this way. And I put a W there, and I wrote the word wire, so I'm not going to put any screws right here. I'll just catch this corner here, eliminating that area. And then, of course, I've got this one, and I've got a stud right there marked. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in, like so. Alright, so it's a perfect dry fit. I've already cut around my drywall. By the way, I should, I'm not going through a lot of drywall experience here, but when I do my seams like this, and I've got this out, I take my drywall knife and I score this area here because I want that cleaned up a little bit before I put the tape on. I'm not going to go through a lot of drywall training on this because there's so many drywall videos out there that are way better than me. So you check them out if you want to learn about drywalling. But there's a boatload of drywall stuff in here. So on that one, grab that one, and again, take that just inside the paper there. Let's see here. All right, I might as well go ahead and cap off this. I'm not ready for my light fixture yet. So what I can do is I can cap off these two. Just move them down there, and I can turn the lights on. And what else? Oh, I need to put some nails in here, so let me do that real quick. Okay, so I'm using these drywall screws. These particular ones are 1 5/8. You're quite honestly better off with 1 1/4. But I know it's inside this wall, so I'm okay with this one. I could have used screws here, here, and here, but I'm just preferring to use nails, ring shank drywall nails. So let me go ahead. I know there's a wire right there, so I'm going to avoid that. I want to come into my paper and kind of angle this up and away from that wire a little bit, so I'm going to go like this, so I grab as much paper as possible. Alright, so working around the bathroom, we got that patched up, that patched up. I got that patched up, and I put the light fixture back in temporarily so I could have some light. Then I just started working on the ceiling. Got the, you know that I got the wood in there, so when I put in the vent register, that's good to go. Drywall, did the drywall just starting all the way around. Got this side here done. I'm going to hold off on this one because I want to do the subfloor first, just in case I need to do something in this area. You never know. So I'm going to do the subfloor there before I put that drywall. So I'm stopping there. Come over on the other side, come down, came to right there. And then I'm at a point now where I didn't want to put a piece there because this door is coming out. So I'm working on the door. So I've already pulled off the hardware off of the door. Now I'm getting ready to pop the door off of its hinges. So basically it's just a matter of taking a hammer and nail. And I've already got it loosened up here. Let me get the bottom one first. Alright. There we go. Bottom pin is pulled. Pull the top pin. Fingers pinched. There we go. And now the door should come right off. Okay, good. So now that the door is off, let me get the door set aside, and then I'm going to work on the frame. Alright, I got to start here on the outside. I got to pull off this trim. So I'm going to start here on the bottom. I'm going to start right here. I got to get this trim out. This is going to need to come out too because that's going to be a new piece because that's going to be one piece of drywall. So I might as well start here right on this one, which is not a bad play. And just kind of, this is a finished wall, so I want to be as gentle on this finished wall as possible. So I'm just going to try to work with kind of like a Okay, the door frame is completely out, down to the wood box frame there. And now what I'm going to do is I've got to cut this finished floor. So I've marked out, I put some blue tape down, marked out where I want my cuts. I'll do as much as I can with the circular saw. I've already taken the blade and got it trimmed back there, so it's as much trimmed back as I can go. Then I'll have to make the finished cuts close to the wall with this saw here with a flush cutting blade, so I can get that in right there and just trim that out. And that should allow me to put down a base plate, and then I can put one stud here in the middle. So that's what I'm on right now. Just wanted to show you real quick. Okay, I got my door opening prepped out here, and I want to put drywall in this this opening right here. So what I did is I just measured from there to there to put my base plate, which is right there, and then from the base plate I measured up, put that one in. I toe-nailed this one in since I had it like this from the back, so it's toe-nailed in from the bottom. Now I'll just go ahead. Let me get this. Let me get my camera on. Alright, so I'm in the hallway. I'm putting up this piece of drywall. It happens to be green board just because that's what I bought. It doesn't have to be green board because this is on the outside of the bathroom, but anyways, it is what it is. This is what I want to bring out to you. Now, there's a stud that's right here, so I cut my sheet so that I can just nail into the stud. But the sheet, this was cut a little bit further back compared to the straight cut of my drywall. And I don't want to just grab like 1/8 inch of paper here. So what I did is I just determined where the opening was. Let me try to pan back here. So what I did is I just determined where the greatest gap is and just put a line in at the center. Then I came back on the back side of the wall and I just nailed in a sister stud during that opening there. So this way, rather than me trying to grab half of this stud in this section right here, between there and there, I can grab that entire 2x4. So I got it marked here, right there, and right there. And that's the center point. Alright, this here's the center point right there. So I know exactly how high I need to go to. So this way I can screw in, I'm actually just using nails here, drywall ring nails, ring shank nails, so I can put 3 in right there and just secure that up real tight. So I just wanted to show you that.